Okay, welcome back. So as I mentioned at the end of the last video on iterating through an array with for loops and for eaches, this is going to be a very quick exercise. There's only one here, and all you need to do is evaluate this code. So we have two arrays, and we're doing a for each. So take a moment, try and walk through this mentally, remember what we talked about, how a for each works, how it's different than a for loop, what array iteration is, all of that, and take a moment to think about what this prints out, and then we'll go over it. All right, so pause the video. Don't cheat. Okay, great. So let's take a moment first to appreciate how impressive that animation was. Here, let me show it to you again. And I can even change colors. And there's a few more animations. Seems like you're not really that impressed. So let's just talk about the solution, I guess. So two arrays, numbers, which is an array of numbers going from 1 to 10, and colors are a good old colors array, red, orange, yellow, and green, 4 strings. Then we're running numbers.forEach. And I tried to confuse you a little bit, or I threw a few wrenches in here where we have the variable name color, which is not a good name for this for each because we're not dealing with colors. We're running for each on the numbers array. So we're running for each on this array, and it takes this whole function right there, and it applies it to every single item in this array. So in this case, 10 different numbers. And again, we're calling that temporary variable name, the placeholder, color, but it's going to be referring to numbers in our case. But it doesn't actually matter as far as JavaScript is concerned. This is just like any other function argument that we declare or that we write. It can be named whatever we want as long as it follows the basic rules of JavaScript where it's a valid name for a variable. And then I threw a little modulo in here. So if color mod 3 is equal to 0. So what that means is that the number needs to be evenly divisible by 3. If that's the case, then we print out color, which is actually a number. So loop through all of them. This will be run, but only on a few of them will this console.log be executed. So the numbers that are divisible by 3 are 3, 6, and 9. So we would expect to see 3, 6, and 9. And just to walk you through that, first few numbers, first time through, this code is called with 1 passed in as color. So color is equal to 1. If color mod 3 is 0, that's false, so we're done. Then for each does the same thing with 2, and it passes 2 into this function as color. So color mod 3, that's also not equal to 0, so we don't console.log it. And then next, this is the last one I'll do, 3 is passed in to this function. So color is 3. 3 mod 3 is 0, so we finally print out color. So let's copy this up and evaluate the whole thing. And we get 3, 6, and 9. Awesome, so that's all we need to do here. Quick exercise. I made it a little bit tricky. What would be a good practice for you, another good exercise, is to go through and just rewrite this code that will only print out 3, 6, and 9, only the numbers that are divisible by 3. So not just always 3, 6, and 9, but if we had 50 items in this array, it should always print out the ones divisible by 3, but use a for loop rather than for each. So rewrite or translate this code into a for loop. Great, I'll see you in the next video where we return to our to-do list and we implement array iteration.